afternoon, students. I hope you have been adjusting well to your current situations during the pandemic. I know it's been a difficult time for us all, but that doesn't mean we should stop working hard and studying well, right?
You had a long holiday, right? Would you like to tell us how it's been? Did you do anything interesting? Spend time with your families?
Not really. My parents are seriously being so paranoid right now. I feel like I'm living in a prison. In fact, actual prisoners in prison probably get more freedom than I do. What's even in the point of being on a holiday if I can't go anywhere or do anything? My dad promised we'd go to the beach for what feels like the 20 millionth time this year. And we still haven't gone.
Sorry, let me get that for a minute. Yes, what? No, tell her to wait. Oh, I wasn't muted, hold on.
Well, you have to understand it's dangerous right now to travel during the pandemic. We can't prioritize our own wants and desires over the well-being of others. The best thing we can all do is follow the rules and regulations set by the government and try to look after ourselves and our loved ones as best we can. Then we can all be safe and sound during such difficult times.
Not much really happened during my holiday. I didn't really go anywhere.
I'm sorry, I was on a call. What happened during the holidays?
Not
Not
much.
much, miss.
So for your project, you will have to do a 10-minute video discussion about the different types of communication barriers. Make sure you get creative with it, and I'll be giving points based on how many likes and views it gets on YouTube. It'll be December 26th, so you've got about a week to get it going. What's with the faces? It's an easy project. I'm sure you'll get it done in no time. Oh, right, I almost forgot. Miss Wong, do you want to tell them about the second part of the project?
There's a second part?
Like we don't have enough assignments already.
After you have submitted the video, I will need you guys to write a reflection report at least 7 pages long and upload it individually on eClass. Late submissions without valid reasons will get point deducted. I will send the instructions in a Google Classroom later so you can take a look at it.
Miss, can you maybe give us something a bit less tedious? We've already got a bunch of other pending assignments already, and I'm doing a bunch of extracurriculars as well.
With that kind of an attitude, you won't get anywhere in life. When you go out to the adult world, there won't be any of this give us a lighter assignment nonsense. Whatever your boss tells you to do, you do. Or you can say goodbye to your job. If you want to be successful in the workplace, you must learn to manage your time properly and have discipline instead of just sitting around procrastinating and then panicking at the last second.
Can you at least extend the deadline, miss? My grandma is sick, and my parents are relying on me to look after my younger siblings while they take care of her.
I'm sorry about what you're going through, but unfortunately, we don't really have a say in that. Management's the one that decides the assignment deadlines, and whatever they say goes.
Okay then.
Man, can you believe Miss Fui? How can someone be so mean and inconsiderate, especially when everyone's suffering during a pandemic? It's not like I want to fly to Europe or something, and my whole family is fully vaccinated, so there's no reason to think we can't go anywhere. I haven't been to the beach in ages, and my dad promised he'd go since last year, and we still haven't gone. And not only that, he's not even letting me see my friends. I feel like I'm living in a cage.
Don't you think you're acting a bit entitled? Sure, Miss Fui being mean about it. But I still think she's got a point. Even though your family is fully vaccinated, we still got all these variants going around and people are still getting sick every day. Between the two of us, you're lucky to have your family all well and together. Everyone in my family is super stressed right now, and with my grandma in her current state, I don't even know what to think.
Seriously, how can she bring such a difficult project on us like that? And the deadline is so close too.
Like Miss Wong said, they can't do anything about the deadline. We just have to make time to get what we need to get done. It's better than sitting around complaining and getting nowhere with this.
You sound like Miss Fui. I can't believe you're siding with her.
I'm not siding with anybody. I'm just saying she's got a point. Why don't you just calm down and do what you need to do? The world doesn't revolve around you, you know.
All right, guys, can you please turn on your cameras? Shouldn't have to keep reminding you. You're already in your final semester.
Mrs. Hui, do you notice something's about a bit off with them?
Hmm? What?
They seem gloomy today, like something happened between them.
Whatever happens outside of class shouldn't be any of our business. But if they're going to bring that tension into class, we might as well do something about it.
So how far along are you guys on a project? I hope it's going well.
Well, I've already got a script down and I'll be filming I think sometime tomorrow or the day after.
I was thinking about what you said yesterday, Miss. And also what you told me, Betty.
Oh,
I just wanted to say that I realized now that I was being selfish and entitled, and that my parents didn't mean to make me feel that way, that I did. I was watching the news the other day, and I saw how many people were getting sick, and how doctors and nurses were being overworked, and how hospitals were at full capacity. I just didn't want to think about it and only focus on what I wanted for myself. I saw that Betty was powering on even though she was dealing with a lot of responsibilities and burdens, and I felt really ashamed of myself.
it's good of you to admit your shortcomings. And speaking of which, I must apologize as well. I understand that you must have felt frustrated during the quarantine period and want to travel again. I feel the same way as well. My family is situated in a different state and I haven't been able to go see them in months. And now that I see what I said must have sounded patronizing to you. As for the project, I was speaking out of line there as well. I understand as students, you must be juggling different assignments and other responsibilities outside of school, and I should not have been so harsh with my words.
The current world situation has been hard on us all, but if we practice emotional intelligence skills, we can overcome any number of barriers and solve any conflicts as well as build and strengthen our relationships.
Agreed. No matter physical, emotional, and generation barrier, if we are aware of the obstacle to good communication and do not let these barriers get the best of us, we can truly create a network of trust and mutual respect with the people around us.
So we will be explaining about one of the components that we found in our video, which is the physical barrier communication, which defined as the environmental and natural condition that acts as a distraction, such as background and noises. And I will pass it on to one of my friends.
So like in the video, there's a part where the background noises are distracting the students and the teachers. How to overcome it is by going to another place that is quiet and without any noises to distract in the class. And the second is the noise, when suddenly one of the teachers in the video have a phone call out of nowhere. And to overcome the physical barrier, we just need to mute the phone. But if sometimes the phone call is important, rather than muting the phone as a whole, we could put it on a do not disturb mode. So when the voice is muted, we could see the notification, which is easier for the teachers. And that is all from us. Thank you.
In this video, one of the main communication barriers that can be seen are emotional barriers. Emotional barriers in communication are caused by an emotional inhibition that makes it difficult for one to openly communicate thoughts or feelings or understand the thoughts and feelings of others. This can be seen with the interaction between the teacher and students, all of whom are unable to truly communicate their true feelings about what the situation to each other, as they are blocked by the barriers caused by their respective emotions, or in the teacher's case, a lack of empathy towards her student. Emotional barriers can come in various forms, such as anger, which in this case study manifests as frustration for the student as she feels as if her freedom of movement has been restricted and her teachers are unreasonably piling on work. This particular emotional barrier causes her to tunnel vision into her own problems and frustrations without taking into account what the other party might be trying to say. Another form of emotional barrier comes in the form of pride, which the teacher displays throughout the video, acting patronizing and demeaning towards the student. Her pride in the fact that she is an adult, as well as a teacher who holds the moral high ground on her student, causes her to disregard their feelings about the situation given. With that said, how does one go about resolving emotional barriers? It's a simple solution, but surprisingly quite difficult for most to manage. The key to resolving emotional barriers is to set aside your emotions and look at the situation as a whole. Think about what the other party is saying, even if your first instinct is to disagree. The key is to see things from every possible point of view and to understand the situation in a critical, objective manner unclouded by emotion. In the video, student and teacher set aside their emotional barriers to self-reflect on their behavior and eventually reconcile and apologize by the end.
The communication barrier component that I will be explaining from the skit that we did is the generational barrier. What is generational barrier? Generational barrier are a difference of opinion between one generation and another regarding belief, politics, or values. Generational barrier often refers to a perceived gap between younger people and their parents or grandparents in today's usage. On the skit, we can see the teachers and the students were an example of generational barrier. The teachers couldn't understand why the students were stressed out because of the quarantine and why the student wanted to extend the deadline for the assignment because the teachers thought it was a simple project. Students, on the other hand, become dissatisfied when the teachers refuse to allow them to extend the deadline since they are working on another assignment at the same time as well. Students were also stressed because they believed their lecturer were being mean and inconsiderate when they're simply giving them advice about what would happen if they keep on wanting to extend the deadline when they enter the adult world.